Part C. TL Limited sells 3 types of mosquito nets branded Zero Fly, Y Fly, No Fly. Product Y Fly is currently generating profits below target net profit of 750,000 shillings. The following table shows selected data for the 3 products for the previous year ended 30th June 2023. So you have the sales price, contribution margin ratio, we have the sales demand in shillings, then you have the net profit for each of the 3 products. Additional information: number 1, the above data is expected to remain unchanged if Zavo Limited continues producing all the 3 products. 2, the sales manager believes that profits can be increased by adopting Y-Fly due to its low contribution margin ratio and concentrate on the sale of Zero Fly and Not Fly. 3, the entire workforce used to produce Y-Fly will be utilized in the production of No Fly. The labor mobility is such that 3 units of Y-Fly equal 1 unit of No Fly. To increase demand for No Fly, 10% price reduction will be allowed next year after dropping Y-Fly. Number 4, unit fixed cost is 6.5 shillings. Number 5, TL Limited prepares statements on marginal costing basis. Required: Roman 1, prepare a comparative statement of profit or loss before and after dropping Y-Fly, 6 marks. Roman 2, advise the management of TL Limited on whether to continue or drop the product Y-Fly, 2 marks. These are just 8 marks. So we are going to compare a comparative profit and loss for each product. Each product will have profit or loss for each product. That is what is required here. So allow me to do away with this part of the board. So it's my hope that you have a calculator with you. I will use your calculator in preparing the comparative statement of profit or loss. This is part C, Roman 1. Part C, Roman 1. You are to prepare comparative statement for TL Limited. TL Limited. Comparative statement. Comparative statement. Statement of profit or loss. Or loss before dropping Y-Fly. Before dropping Y-Fly. So you have to prepare the comparative statement of profit or loss before dropping Y-Fly and after dropping Y-Fly. So before dropping Y-Fly, we have the Zero Fly, the Y-Fly, and the No Fly. Okay, so it's a comparative statement. We're going to have a column for Zero Fly, Y-Fly, and No Fly. And No Fly. Then of course we have the total. The amounts the amounts here. All right, so we have the selling, the first item there is selling price per unit. Selling price per unit is for Wi-Fi is 80. Okay, then we have sales demand in units, 50,000, 150,000, 60,000. With that, we'll get the sales, please, candidates. Give me the sales. The sales for Zero Fly will be the 80 shillings per unit times the 50,000 units. That is 80 times 50. How much is it? Let me have 3 zeros here. To avoid too much writing, give me the sales. Sales for Zero Fly 80 times 50. That is it 4 million? 80 times 50. That is 4 million. Then for Wi-Fi, 20 times 150. 20 times 150. Is it 3 million? 30 times 60 for no-fly. Is it 1.8 million? Please, if you have a calculator, confirm. 8.8 million. That sales. 8.8 million. And we read here, candidates, that the company does what? Prepare statements on marginal costing basis. Margin is very important to underline that. Marginal costing basis. Therefore, here we need to determine the next item, which is variable costs. We need to less variable costs. Deduct the variable costs. Do you have the variable costs from the question? No, we have the contribution margin ratio. We have the contribution margin ratio. The contribution margin ratio. So we have to calculate the variable cost for each product. So I'm going to have a workings. And candidates, we need to have workings for variable costs. So we begin with variable costs. These are variable costs for Zero Fly. What are the variable costs for Zero Fly? The contribution margin ratio is 20%. Contribution margin ratio is 20%. And we know the formula for contribution margin ratio. The contribution margin ratio will be equal to contribution over sales. Is it not? Contribution of over sales. And we know contribution is equal to sales minus variable costs. That is how to determine contribution. So to get the contribution margin ratio, we divide this by the sales. So we have the contribution margin ratio is 20%. We have the sales for Zero Fly, 4 million. We do not have the variable costs. We have the sales of 4 million. So can we determine the variable cost? It's simple mathematics. We can cross multiply like that, so that we have 20% times 4 million is equal to 4 million minus variable cost. What is 20% of 4 million? Korir says 800. 800 million is equal to 4 million minus VC. So VC will be equal to 4 million minus 0.8 million. How much is it? That will be the variable cost for zero fly. How much? 3.2 million. 3.2 million. So 3.2 million here is the variable cost we deduct. We do the same for Y-fly. Y-fly contribution margin ratio. The ratio for Y-fly is 10%. So we have 10% being equal to the sales for Y-fly, 3 million. 3 million minus variable cost over 3 million. So VC give me the VC. Use the same concept. What is the VC? Corey says 2.7. Can someone else confirm? Is it 2.7? 2.7. Deduct. We use the same razor blade to calculate variable cost for no-fly. No-fly will be equal to the contribution margin ratio there is 60%. 60% is equal to the sales 18 million, 1.8 million minus VC over 1.8 million. How much is the variable cost? Y-fly, Korir, how much? 720,000. 720,000 deduct. Give me the total. Variable cost. Deduct variable cost from sales. Let's have the contribution. Zero fly. I'm relying on your calculators to calculate these amounts. This looks like 800. This is just 300. This is a 0.8. Yeah, it's 80. Correct says 1080. 1080. Correct? Total contribution 2180. 2180. Someone else please confirm. I should not do this. I need to deduct the fixed costs. Fixed costs. So candidates, the fixed cost information is in note number 4. Unit fixed cost is 6.5. 6.5. 6.5. So for zero flight will be 50,000 units times 6.5. How much is it? For Y-fly is going to be 6.5 shillings times 150,000 units. For no-fly is going to be 6.5 times 60,000 units. Give me the fixed cost, total fixed cost. We have the unit cost of 6.5, multiply with the units for each product. Zero fly. Anthony, zero fly. 325. 325. Then just deduct it from the contribution. How much is it? Deduct from the contribution, give me the net profit. Before we move on to the next, deduct 325 from 800. What's the net profit? 475. The fixed cost for Y-Fly is 6.5 times 150,000 units. What is the total? So this is, you said 975. This is 975. You can see there is a loss here. Okay, we deduct. What is the loss? 675. Is it 675? Can it be 675? 300 minus, yeah, 675. Is it 675? 675. 675 loss. No fly. Fixed cost no fly, 6.5 times 60,000 units. Dennis says 390. So this is 390. Deduct it from the contribution. Give me the net profit. 690. 690. Let's have the totals. Total net profit, total fixed cost. Give me the total fixed cost and total net profit. 1690 is the total fixed cost. 1690, deduct from the total contribution, give me the net profit. Anthony says 490. Can someone else confirm, please? It's 490,000. 490,000. That is the profit. That is the total profit before dropping Y-Fly. Total profit before dropping Y-Fly. Corit has confirmed. That is the total profit before dropping Y-Fly. The next part of the question was to prepare the comparative statement after dropping Y-Fly. After dropping Y-Fly. So, candidates, after dropping Y-Fly, because you can see Y-Fly here is making losses, we'll only have zero fly and no fly. So we have zero fly and no fly. Then we'll have the total. You understand? So the first item here is sales. The sales for zero fly. Sales for zero fly. Sales for zero fly candidates. We know zero fly produces 50 units. 50 units. So the information for zero fly will not change. Nothing changes here because the information we have here is in relation to, look at note number 1. I read, the above data is expected to remain unchanged if Savo Limited continues producing all the 3 products. Number 2, the sales manager believes that profits can be increased by dropping Y-Fly due to its low contribution margin ratio. Okay, and you can see the contribution margin ratio there is 10%. And concentrates on the sales of zero fly and no fly. Okay. Number 3, the entire workforce used to produce Y-Fly, which is going to be dropped. Y-Fly will be dropped. So the workforce in Y-Fly will be utilized in the production of no fly. Underline that statement. That tells you that the activities in producing zero fly will not change. So we'll still have the sales at 4 million. The variable cost less variable costs will still be at 3.2 million. The contribution will remain 800,000. The fixed costs will remain 325 deduct. Then we'll have the net profit standing at 475. That does not change. So we need to move to no fly. No fly. And we have information here that helps us adjust the production in Y-fly. We read that the entire workforce used to produce Y-fly will be utilized in the production of no-fly. The labor mobility is such that 3 units of Y-fly equal 1 unit of no-fly. 3 units of Y-fly, 3 units of Y-fly, which is being done away with, 3 units of Y-fly, the mobility, that's the ratio. 3 units of Y-fly equal 1 unit of no-fly. Have that at the back of your mind. Then we read, to increase demand for no-fly, a 10% price reduction will be allowed next year after dropping Y-fly. You understand, candidates? You understand that? So candidates, here we are required to adjust, make an adjustment in no-fly because of the mobility of labor. Those who used to work in Y-fly are now moving to no-fly, and the labor mobility is such that 3 units of Y-fly equal 1 unit of no-fly. 3 units of Y-fly equal 1 unit of Y-fly. That means that the entire workforce that is used to produce Y-fly will be utilized in the production of no-fly. And we are given the labor mobility that is 3 units of Y-fly equal 1 unit of no-fly. You understand? So in candidates, in no-fly, currently how many units are being produced? How many units are being produced? That labor used to produce 150 units. You understand? So we need to determine, candidates, the workers that have been producing the 150,000 units. That labor, we are told that the labor mobility is such that 3 units of Y-fly equal 1 unit of no-fly. So we are told that 3 units of the working here, this is just a working. We are informed that 3 units of Y-fly equal 1 unit of no-fly. And these workers in Y-fly have been producing 150,000 units. If they have been producing 150,000 units in Y-fly, and 3 units of Y-fly equal 1 unit of no-fly, therefore, how many units will these workers who have been producing in Y-fly produce no-fly products? That will be equal to 150,000 divided by the 3 times this one. So this will be equal to 50. Is it 50,000 units? That's what happened, candidates. After the workers were transferred to produce no-fly, that labor force is now producing additional 50,000 units in no-fly. Do you understand? Understanding is important. Understanding is important. So, the total number of units demanded candidates, the total number of units demanded in no-fly, total number of units demanded in no-fly will be equal to the original units plus additional units. The additional units is 50,000. Original units from the question, these are 60. Are they 60? Yes, 60,000. Total 110,000. So, candidates, that's it. The company decides to stop producing Wi-Fi because of the low contribution margin ratio of 60%. And it's because of that high ratio, okay, the company is making losses, so they decide to close this production of this product. But the labor that has been producing units in this, producing Wi-Fi units, is transferred to no-fly. And we've seen the ratio and the additional units. So now no-fly is going to produce 110,000 units. Have you understood up to that point? Is that clear? Can I proceed, Korir? Yes. Brandon says yes. So the additional units, 110. It's a very important working. All right. Then we move on to the other information. We need to interpret and see the implication. We read, to increase demand for no-fly. To increase demand for no-fly. Because you can see here, candidates, the number of units have gone up by 60,000. Or is it 50,000? So to increase demand for this product, 10% price reduction will be allowed next year after dropping Wi-Fi. So the selling price is going to reduce by 10%. Do you see that? 10% reduction, 10% price reduction, 10% price reduction, okay? 10% price reduction. So what will be the new price? No-fly price before the reduction, the price is 30 shillings. The price is 30 shillings before reduction. Then after reduction, if it is 10, this represents 100%. If it is reducing, that will be 90% of this. That is 100% minus 10%, that is 90%. So we have 100% minus the 10%. How much is it? That will be the new price, which is 27. Yes. Corey says 27. So with this information, you can come here and plug in. Give me the sales. It's going to be this number of units times this 27. So sales will be 110 times 27. How much is it? Anthony says 2970. So this is 2970. What will be the variable cost? Corey says 1188. Is that true? Is it 1188? Can someone else confirm? Correct. If it is 1188, then deduct it from 2770. Give me the contribution. If you are not getting 1188, we can have a working. If someone else has a different answer, can have it, we can work out on the board. But if that's the answer, give me contribution. Corey says 1782. 1782. How about the fixed cost? 110,000 units times the fixed cost is 6.5. Because we have the number of units and we have the fixed cost per unit, 6.5 times 110. Anthony says 715. 715. Deduct the fixed cost from the contribution. Let me have the net profit. Anthony says 1067. 1067. 1067. 1067. 1067. Give me the totals. Total profit. Total sales should be 60. Is it 69.70? This looks like 69.70. 69.70. Variable cost 43.88. 43.88. How about the contribution? 25.82. 25.82. Give me the total fixed cost. That is 325 plus 715. Is it 10 something? Yeah, 1040. 1040. Total net profit. That is 475 plus 1075. 1542. 1542. That's it. That is how you are required to work out that one. Then after preparing the comparative statement of profit or loss before and after dropping Wi-Fi, candidates were required to advise the management on whether to continue or drop product Wi-Fi. Now, candidates, the advice will be determined by just checking the net profit. Is there an increase? Is there an increase in profit or a decrease? Advice will be based on this. After dropping, has the net profit increased or dropped? You see, before dropping, when the company is producing the three products, the net profit is 470, 490, 490. So what is the advice? Roman 2, advice. So what is the difference? Is it an increase or a decrease? It is an increase of how much? If it is an increase, then the advice is that the company should drop the production of Wi-Fi. I want the increase. What is the increase? Corey says 1052. Okay, 1052. As the net profit will increase by shillings 1052. The company should drop the production of Wi-Fi, because if the company drops the production of Wi-Fi, this profit is going to increase from 490,000 to 1,542,000, which is an increase of 1,552,000. 1,052,000. That is it. 1052. Yes. So that is the answer to December 2023. Any question? Any question? You've done question 1. Do you have any question? Anything you've not understood? Question 1. So thank you for your time. We'll look forward to doing more questions. Bye-bye.